For the first time in the history of me being the host on this channel, I can finally say Happy Victory Monday. So happy Victory Monday to you. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are watching. I'm your host, Joey Petersen. Welcome into the show. It is Monday, so we are going to do some overreactions, right? Look at some things from yesterday's game, some news, some rumors coming after yesterday, and we're going to look at them and say, are these overreactions, or should we as Ravens fans be genuinely curious and genuinely concerned about these things? But before we get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. I was live yesterday for the Cowboys game. We had a couple technical difficulties in the tailgate session, but we were live for the game. Had a hell of a time with every single one of you, and we'll be live from every game on here on out. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, stick by the channel, and let's get started with today's video. Overreaction number one. Fourth quarters are a problem. And everybody say it with me, not an overreaction. You are not the father, but this is not an overreaction. And I think every single one of you guys agrees with me. This is a problem. This is something that isn't one of those things like, oh, it should get fixed. No, this needs to get fixed. If you look at scoring by quarters just so far in these first three games, it's pretty apparent. You know, like when you go to the doctor and they say point to your pain level? Let's go through this chart. First quarter, plus 14. We're all happy. We're all smiling. We're all like, oh, this is the best team ever. Super Bowl bound. Second quarter, plus 1. We start going, okay, not bad. Third quarter, we're kind of like, uh-oh, something might happen. And then we get in that fourth quarter and we're just dead. You're just dead. And yesterday was no different. 19 unanswered points from the Cowboys. A game that was 28-6 ended up being 28-25. You had to get 2 first downs to win that game. Now, I'll give the Ravens credit. When it was in their hands, they won the football game, right? Lamar Jackson won that football game. Derrick Henry won that football game. Zay Flowers won that football game. But it's to the point where you're like, yo, like, stop making it so hard on yourself. Just do the work in the first 3 quarters and then finish it off in the fourth. And you know what they say? It's not about how you finish. It's about how you start, right? Wrong. That's the complete opposite. It's how you finish. And this team so far in 2024 has not finished well. They almost fell to 0-3 because of it, but they didn't. And now we move on and we look to fix it. So you guys play coach. How do you fix this, right? Because this has layers to it, right? This isn't just one thing. So if you're John Harbaugh, how do you fix this situation? You're about to get hit with a YouTube ad break. To make that time go by faster, go ahead, scroll down to the comment section, and let me know your answer down below. Overreaction number 2. Justin Tucker is washed. And I don't really want to go either way. I'm just going to say hopefully this is an overreaction. But guys, if I'm being honest, Justin Tucker hasn't necessarily shown me a lot this year to make me think that this isn't an overreaction, right? Because so far, 62.5% field goal percentage is the worst in the NFL for any kicker that's had at least 2 attempts. He's had a tough game every single game so far. Has missed a kick every single game so far. Against Kansas City, 2 for 3. 32 is his longest. Las Vegas, 3 for 4. 48 is his longest. Yesterday, 0 for 1. Didn't even trot him out there to kick that field goal late in that game. I think it's pretty obvious John Harbaugh and company, John Harbaugh and staff might think that sometimes punting the ball if you got a 56, 57-yarder might be the best option. Which if you're a Ravens fan, this is news, right? This is something new. You're not used to this. But it might be where we are right now. Now, I believe that Justin Tucker can get this all figured out. John Harbaugh, today in his press conference, said that it's just a technical issue that he's working through. That he has confidence in him still, that they're good friends, they love each other. You saw them talking to each other on the outside line. But right now, I'm worried. Okay? I'm not going to go out and say he's washed, it's over. But me right now, I'm a little bit worried about the kicking situation. He's got some things to figure out. Before we move on to the next two overreactions, I got to give a shout out to the sponsor of today's video, and that, of course, is Factor. If you want something that's not washed, that's not out of it, go with Factor meals. Factor is eating better is easy with Factor's delicious, ready-to-eat meals. Every fresh, never frozen meal is chef-crafted, dietitian approved, and ready to go in just 2 minutes. You'll have over 35 different options to choose from every week, including Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. Also, there are more than 60 add-ons to help you stay fueled up and feeling good all day long. What are you waiting for? Get started today and get after your goals. There's so many things that I love about Factor, but I love the fact that within 2 minutes, you can be eating delicious and healthy foods. And there's a lot of times we work long days here at Chat Sports, and I get home and I don't really want to spend 35, 40 minutes cooking something, but I also don't want to just get Chicken Express or Taco Bell every single day. And that's what makes Factor so great, is it's food that's fast, but it's food that's healthy and delicious. So head over to factormeals.com/RavensChat50 and use code RavensChat50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. That's code RavensChat50 at factormeals.com/RavensChat50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month, of course, while your subscription is still active. So let's talk about the defense, specifically with the pass defense. Overreaction number 3, it's still a problem. And I think everybody can agree with me here, not an overreaction. Not at all. You saw what Dak Prescott was able to do against this pass defense in the fourth quarter yesterday, and it wasn't pretty. And if you look at the rankings for pass defenses in the NFL, how they rank through week 3, let's just go down the list. I wonder where we could be, right? This is the bottom. This is 29 through 32. At number 29, we got Jacksonville, 245.5 yards per game given up in the air. And then you got Kansas City, 247.3. Then you got Los Angeles, 248.7. And you're right now thinking, okay, they're all grouped together, right? We must be close. We're not. 291.7. I'd feel comfortable if that ranking said 29, 30, 31, and then just go ahead and put us at like 40. Just put 8 make-believe teams in between us and the next person, because that's what it's looking right now. Almost 300 yards a game through the air this team's given up. And it's not just like the wide receivers either. Tight ends have been carving up this team. Noah Gray plus Travis Kelce, 6 receptions for 71 yards. Brock Bowers, week 2, 9 receptions, 98 yards. Jake Ferguson, yesterday, 6 receptions, 95 yards, right? So it's not just a man coverage issue. A lot of times, and we saw it yesterday with Ferguson, and we saw it a lot with Brock Bowers, these tight ends just seem to be sitting in the zones, and quarterbacks are finding them. And like I said yesterday, and like I said last week, this isn't just a secondary issue, okay? This is an everybody issue. It starts with the defensive line. You got to get to the quarterback. Then it goes to the linebackers. When you're covering in zone or if you're covering a tight end, you got to be better at that. And then, of course, it ends with the secondary, right? There's a lot to figure out still. And there's a lot of solutions. One of them could be adding somebody. So what would you do? Do you think the Ravens need to add some secondary help? Do you think that's the solution? If so, type Y for yes. And if not, go ahead and type in for no. The last overreaction of today's episode is this game was a must-win. And guys, this is not an overreaction at all. This game, I know it's hard to say in week 3, was a must-win. It was a must-win. Because if you look at the history of the NFL, only one team since 2000 has made the playoffs after starting 0-3. And that was the Texans with Deshaun Watson. I don't want to go into Deshaun Watson anymore. So let's look at these next 2 games, because right, this goes into why it was a must-win. Because you're not backing up yesterday's game, right? If you start 0-3, but you say, okay, maybe you just got 2 cupcakes after that, you can quickly get to 2-3. That's not the case. You got Buffalo Sunday night. They're 2-0 right now. They play tonight on Monday Night Football. And then you got Cincinnati. They're 0-2. They also play tonight on Monday Night Football. And so you got 2 really good teams, especially that Buffalo team. I'm not sold yet on Cincinnati, but that's still going to be a hard one because you're in Cincinnati. So you look at yesterday and you say, okay, if you lose that game, even if you split those last 2 games, you start these first 5, 1-4. That's not a good recipe to get to the playoffs, okay? So yes, I know it's dramatic to say, but I think yesterday's game was a must win. And that's why I'm so impressed with what Lamar was able to do, right? I called after week 1 and week 2 and was saying, hey, Lamar, when the ball is in your hands with the game on the line, you need to be the guy that makes a play. And yesterday he was that guy. So you saw the next 2 games and you see our record right now. What do you think the record is after 5 games? I asked this question before the season started. I'm asking it again. Do you think it's 3-2? You think 2-3? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thanks so much for joining me. Happy Victory Monday to you all. I hope you are enjoying it. For myself, for producer Allie, you guys have a great rest of your Monday.